All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dylan from SLYFOX Performance. I'd like to welcome you out here to SLYDEGP at San Diego Harley Davidson. Presented to you by SLYFOX Performance, Nowaski Extreme Performance, Fueling Parts, Direct Cycle Parts, Mint Speed Shop, and Rip Jerky. We've got 12 of the baddest riders after narrowing the field down from 25 yesterday. Today we're going to be rolling into our mains. These guys get 3 shots at it, and at the end of the day, the fastest time is going to take home the cheddar. We got prizes through first, second, and third, and a fastest lap bonus thrown out by the guys at Odin Manufacturing of $500. So here we go. We're getting ready to get this underway. Riders, let's go ahead and get with our bikes and let's get this thing rolling. We are ready to rip and hand out some cash. Here we go. We got bikes firing up. Coming at us first from Stunt House Parts. The OG himself, Stunt House Nick. Rolling up here. New build. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. First rip of the finals at SLYDEGP here. Stunt House Nick taking the line. RPM's coming up. Drag race style launch, kept it relatively hooked up there. Makes that quick left out of the gate. Checks up on that right a little bit. Out back, here we go. That quick little switch up we got right here. It's a hard left, little bit of straight, and a hard 90 back. Then we got this sweeper of a left here. That guy's been fighting with that all weekend. That's a really tough technical course we got out here. San Diego Harley gracious enough to let us come out and tear things up in the lot. Nick Bettner throwing down right now. Here we go. Final obstacle underway. Nick rolls through. All right, taking a second here just to get things set, make sure everything is going to flow as smoothly as it has all weekend out here. Beautiful weather, the sun's shining on us. Cyrus up here from Grip Street Supply. Savage Powerhouse on board. Ravi from out there. Firing up the old Dyna, getting ready to rip. Cyrus Diaz getting ready to throw down. Wendy here getting him set on the line. The RPMs come up, the clutch comes out. Cyrus Diaz walks that thing out there, lays the power to it, smacks that thing right in the ass, get it rolling. Here we go. Sliding his way out back. Locked in, that tight little left-hander to a quick right switch up. Just barely taps that one. Through the pylons, here we are. Cyrus Diaz throwing down a run here. Throwing down a heater into the final obstacle already. This right-hander, little switch up, little adjustment on the bike. Cyrus Diaz rolls through. All right, Joey Robinson from Senders Only out there right now, getting a start on it. Working his way through. A couple spots he's checking up. Joey just laid down his best lap in the last round of the practice right here. Senders Only, SLYFOX Performance high noon seat on that bad boy. Little custom deal. Joey Robinson rolling through with a 40.953, 40.953. So right now we got Cyrus Diaz sitting with a 31.256, Nick with a 35.490, Joey with a 40.953. All right, Johnny Walters takes the line now on the Dyna here. Here we go, we got him set. Clutch comes out, slides it on into our first obstacle here. Takes a wide line, gets a nice setup rolling into that right there. Johnny was deadly on that second obstacle all day yesterday, and it paid off. Got him into the main, his first time out competing with SLYDEGP. Our inaugural event getting started off, SLYDEGP, the premier Harley drifting series. We're taking these guys out of little parking lots and putting them in big spots. We got a live stream rolling. We got sponsor money up for grabs. We got prizes through first, second, and third. Johnny Walters rolls through. 34.005, 34.005 for Johnny. All right, Gino Lonati coming at us here out of the Never Surrender camp. Gino with SLYFOX Rip Jerky on board. We saw Gino putting on some little show for us earlier on the Buell he brought out here. Brand new Buell Super Cruiser already out here pounding on the thing. Who knows how many tires the thing's been through already. Making his way through that tight course. The only M8 entry. The Softail out here. Gino putting on a clinic. Here we go. Keeps that front tuck nice and tight into that obstacle. Around that right-handed 360 on the power. Camera guy getting some of the action too. Gino Lonati. I saw a 31.1 right there. 31.1. All right, checking out Nate Cortez's ride here. I remember when this thing was just a cherry stock Dyna. Looking at it now, she's been put through her paces. FDR on board, till death cycles, DP brakes helping them out. These guys are absolutely tearing up the brakes out here. All this locking it up, sliding. They're using front and rear brakes on this stuff. Nate Cortez out here showing some love to all the homies that help him out. Just waiting for the go-ahead from the tech center here, and then we'll get Nate Cortez underway. I got a special shout out from Nate to Rip Jerky, keeping him fueled up on the bomb-ass jerky. He says, Nate's loving it out here. This dude's an animal. The Dyna purring away. All the boys back there chomping at the bit. Rusty Carvalho in the staging. HD Stretch lined up behind him. We got some absolute killers out here. Even Nolan is here. Tasty Turchy, he's out here. Truchy Turchy, I forget that one. All right, we got to give our computer just a little bit of love here. The heat's beating the thing up. Making a couple of changes here. The sun is brutal on everything. All right, I'm getting the signal from Star Command here. We're good to rock. All right, we'll get this back underway. Nate Cortez getting ready to hit the course here. Here we go. RPMs come up. Clutch is out. Big smoky launch right there. Hanging off the side of the bike on that first left-hander. All right, we are locked in. Ripping through out back. This guy's got a fast and loose style. Super fun to watch this guy ride. This dude is a blast out here. Throwing all over. You hear the throttle management right there, working that thing. Slides up on the seat to get himself through. On that straightaway, you see him whip himself back into the seat to put some hook on that rear tire. Here we go, through this little right-hander right here. Nate Cortez. Rusty and Gabe on a tandem. Here we go. All right, Rusty, let's get that thing fired up. Let's start making the cheese curds, baby. Rusty Carvalho coming in from Florida, jumping on a loaner bike here from SLYFOX Performance, hooking him up with a bike, getting ready to shred. Locked and loaded, clutches out, keeps the tire hooked up, just barely brings a little bit of tire speed into it. Here we go, right through that right-handed sweeper right there. Locked and loaded out back. Rusty fighting through that tight technical section right there. Motocross style turn. Letting the limiter eat on the dyno right there. Rusty locked in. Here we are. Final obstacle coming up for Rusty right now. Nice run for Rusty right there. 31.802. 31.802 for Rusty. HD stretch coming at us right now. Here we go. The Purple People Eater. The little stock twin cam that could. Pipe air cleaner tune, maybe? Suspension dialed in by Specific Suspension. SLYFOX high noon seat on board. Spy some SLYFOX bars on there. And we are off. High HD stretch into the first obstacle. Quick through that left-hander. Here we are, locked up, sliding in. Very good looking through that right. We are out back now, that tight little technical section. Stretch ripping the dyno around in here. Staying locked in, throwing back in the seat to throw some traction on that rear tire right there. Up on the tank for this tight left. Here we are, front end up in the air. Stretch throwing himself around on the dyno. He is going for it. Stretch knows what it takes to win one of these things. Coming through so close. Stretch just about lose a toe. 29.632. 29.632. As fast of a run it was. You see, Stretch isn't even happy with it. That guy's tough on himself. He knows what it takes. He knows what he's got to do. He's been faster this weekend. Gabe Scott. Typically, I'd call the guy the big bagger daddy, but he's out here cooking some cheese curds today. The handoff from Rusty to Gabe on the dyno. The SLYFOX Performance cheese curd up here ready to rip. And we are off. Just barely taps the limiter on the way out there. Nice little launch, keeps it hooked up. Here we are. Flying out back, locked up, slides his way through that one right there. Barely even needed throttle control out back. Drifting this thing all over the place. Gabe been around a long time now in the stunt game, in the Harley drift game. Seen him on the podium at these deals before with his bagger, the Slide King. Here we go, making quick work of the right-hander on the throttle, out the gate. Gabe Scott with a 30.240, 30.240 for Gabe Scott. All right. Cleaning off the tire, putting a little heat in it. Here comes Brendan Foley from Senders Only. SLYFOX. This dude, all kinds of Harley racing, building stunt bikes, building Baja crazy trucks, pre-runner style stuff. This dude does it all. Sets himself back in the high noon seat there from SLYFOX. RPMs come up, clutch comes out. Here we are. Flying through those first two obstacles. Locked up, out back, sends himself around. Here comes that tight right. Makes quick work of it. Brennan on a good looking run right here. Senders Only in the house. SLYFOX Performance on board of this unit out here at San Diego Harley Davidson. Look at this. This guy is fast on every bike he jumps on. I've seen him road race Harleys. He went undefeated in the BRL in the Super Street class on a Suburban Motors Harley Davidson. Brennan Foley rolls through with a 30.726. 30.726 for Foley. Teammate Joey Robinson giving him some pointers out there, telling him what he saw. Corey Combs rolling up now. First time competitor out here. Had to twist his arm to even get him to come out here. He almost didn't. And then he ends up qualified second yesterday. Clean little dyno right here. Beautiful launch. Suspension rises up nicely. Watch the setup on these bikes. You'll see how different some of them are. A lot of your stunt bikes are set up a little loose, little kind of squishy, moving around out there. Some of these guys that really dial these things in for drifting, you'll see how stable the bike remains throughout that. You don't get a lot of front end dive. Those cartridges eating it up just like they're supposed to. Here we are, locked in. Back brake on, initiates that drift. Here comes that right-handed donut right there. That 360 out the gate. Corey Combs with a 29.681. Plus, he is .049 behind HD Stretch right now. 049 behind Stretch. Put your hands together, folks. He's letting you hear it. Keeping the action rolling out here at SLYDEGP, presented by SLYFOX Performance, Nowalski Performance, Direct Cycle Parts, Mint Print. Make sure you go down and see Frank over there. Grab yourself some merch. You guys are out here having a good time. Stuff like that helps us keep this show on the road. This is a huge commitment for all of us to jump into. Corey Tasinski warming up the Sportster here, getting himself all dialed in. We've seen this guy out here on his Dyna absolutely terrorize this sport. Corey is an animal. The guy is dialed in, very methodical rider, spends a lot of time on setup, runs a suspension company and is, when he's not drifting. Specific suspension. A lot of wheel speed out of the gate for Corey. We'll see him try different things as we move through here. Here we go. Kind of a fast and loose style on this one. Corey very dialed in. A lot of wheel speed on this, looks like. You see that tire smoke rolling off of the tire there? That's a lot of extra wheel speed. Here the throttle management. Rolling into this, brake is locked, sets himself up, finds a spot for this right-handed 360 right here. Working the throttle through it. Corey Tasinski rolls through. 30.208. 30.208 for Corey. All right, we're going to take a 15-minute breather here. 15-minute breather, get some things reset, get us dialed in. 15 minutes, we will be back underway with the second round of the mains. Stretch, how's it feel, man? You're sitting up here, 29.632. Corey Combs is .049 on your heels. How you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Bike's working good. Progressive suspension tuned by Specific Suspension. Corey Tasinski, he does awesome. A lot of fast riders today. We're all fairly close, and I think it's going to be a good day.
Definitely looking like a good day. It's a tight field up at the top. Came all the way out here from the OH10. Shout out Rob Bidos for the mention. Rob, if you're watching at home, we love you. You're a wild one, dude. Hey, Stretch, good luck today, man. Thanks for coming out. 5-minute warning, 5-minute warning. 5 minutes, we'll be back to it. Gonna run in order again, 5 minutes. All right, 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning. All right, let's get back to the bikes. Let's get this thing rolling. We are going to move into our second round of the mains. Everybody back to your bikes. Let's get them in order and keep this going. All right, let's get the rock stars from Senders Only back over here too. Foley and Joey, we miss you guys. Please come back. All right, when we get back to it here, we're going to have Stunhouse Nick, Cyrus Diaz, Joey Robinson, Johnny Walters, Gino, Nate Cortez, Rusty Carvalho, Stretch, Gabe Scott, Foley, Corey Combs, and Corey Tusinski. Corey squared, they're calling it up here. Corey to the second, Corey squared. Looking at adding some kind of penalty to the name Corey when it comes to this stuff. Seems like it's going to be necessary. Stunhouse Nick, when we get done with the next round, I want a selfie too. All right, helmets on your bikes. Helmets on your bikes. The one and only Nate Cortez making his way back. All right, we are good to go. Nick, go ahead, fire it up, and you can kick this off for us. And then it's selfie time. Cleaning off the tire, rolling up to the line here, Stunhouse Nick, coming at you from Stunhouse Parts. This is what the guy does. All right, Wendy getting him set right here, getting locked in. RPMs come up, clutch comes out, ripping on off the gate into that left-hander there. Whoa, finds himself in the marbles a little bit, bike slides out. Checks up, here we are, ripping out back. That clean left-hander right there into that tight right. There we go, that little switchback. That thing's tricky, man. This course changes throughout the day. The more rubber we get put down, the sun comes out, has an effect on the surface that these guys are on. Front brake locking on him there. Man, oh man. Beautiful job keeping the thing upright. And Nick gonna round it out, just putting on a little show for you guys over there. Put your hands together. Nick making the best of it, giving you something to look at. In the gate next, Cyrus Diaz. Team Grip Street rolling in, the Dyna. All kinds of paint going on here. This thing's gorgeous to look at. Sitting on the line, getting them all ready, getting that transponder fired up and going. RPMs come up, sets himself back in the seat, rolls it on out there, and then kind of lets the clutch go, gets a little rolling start at it. Doesn't want a ton of wheel speed. Rolling on through, making his way, Cyrus Diaz. Here we go, Cyrus cooking through the course here. Cyrus making his way through that final obstacle right here, and there we go. Cyrus Diaz rolling through with a 30.190. 30.190. Putting on a little show, cleaning the tire. Joey Robinson from Centers Only rolling up here. Claiborne Co. on board. SLYFOX Performance on this unit right here. Good looking Dyna. Pulled it down to the frame, did everything. We are off and underway right now. Joey Robinson swinging this thing into that right. Here we go, shooting it out back. Locks this thing in. Slides it around. Now here's that little switch up right there. That quick right. That thing comes at you fast when you roll out. We are on our way through. Locked in, foot swinging, plants himself, shoots himself around that left into this right-handed 360 right now. Throttle management keeps it locked in. Joey Robinson looking real good coming out. 30.717 for Joey, 30.717 for Joey. All right, Johnny Walters on the line now. JP Walters getting himself set. Transponder on, ready to rock. Clutch is out. We are underway, locked in. There's that left-hander. Here we go. This right-hander right here. He finds a nice line through there. Oh, checks up a little bit. That's been his corner all weekend. He's been killing it on that one. Had to check up a little, make an adjustment. Cost him a little bit right there. On the throttle, letting the thing eat. Grabbing limiter. Twin cam screaming in your ear, giving you all the sounds you want to hear. Johnny Walters into the last one. That right-handed 360 on the loud. 31.239 for Johnny, 31.239. Fresh out the deli, Gino Lonati rolling up here on the soft tail, the lone M8, that big tire out back. Different setup than a lot of the bikes that we see out here, but it can still come out and hang. He's proven that this weekend. Different platform. Never surrender on board. Rip Jerky SLYFOX Performance. There we go. Gino on and off the gas, chopping the thing, throttle management, working his way through this course. This big left sweeper right there, that's a tricky one for a lot of people. You get out there too far, you kind of get out into the loose part, into the marbles there. There's a groove you want to hang through there. Rear brake initiates the drift, and then it's all clutch and throttle work on the way out. There we are. Gino Lonati. 28.990, 28.990 for Gino. Hauling ass. You gotta be happy with that run. That was incredible. 28.990 for Gino. Wow. Nate Cortez on the line. Here we go. The Madman. FDR, Till Death Cycles, DP Brakes, RWD V-Twin on board. Shout out to Larry Mills from DP Brakes. Great friend of ours, excellent guy. We love him every time we get to see Larry. One of his boys out here shredding right now. Here we go, locked in, rolling through. Nate Cortez making quick work of this thing, looking real. Oh, checks up a little bit, keeps himself from high side, and put your hands together for Nate on that save right there. That right-handed 360 through and out the gate. Even with the little hiccup, a 33.350 for Nate. Even with that little spot right there, he knows what he's got to do. Nate's a veteran of the game. Been out here drifting with us in this format for quite a while now. He knows what's up. Florida man, Rusty Carvalho rolling to the line right now. Rusty, let me hear it. There it is, the SLYFOX Performance Cheese Curd, the Rent-A-Drifter. Absolute unit. Rusty flew out here a couple years ago, helped us slam this thing together in no time. Gets to come back out, visit his friends in Cali, and take the thing out for a rip. There we go. I know Pat had a huge hand in helping keep this thing together and helping get the thing dialed in after a banger this weekend. Little choke up right there on that right. Rusty's not going to be happy with that. Rolling on through. Here we go. On the throttle. Bike staying planted, handling this very well. Here we go. That right-handed 360. The final thing. A lot of these guys a little more uncomfortable to the right. Rusty rolls it through right here. 31.812. 31.812 for Rusty. HD stretch on the Purple People Eater. Here we go. The little Dyna that could. Talked to Stretch earlier. Last week he was on the fence, saw him in Louisville, Kentucky for an expo. Said, man, what do you think? You want to come out for Slide this weekend? No. Well, he changed his mind. Here he is. HD Stretch takes the line, brings the RPMs up, focused, locked in. Here we go. Slams himself back in the SLYFOX high noon seat right there. Very fast around obstacle number 1. Finds a nice line for 2. All the way out back to number 3 right now. Stretch is putting one together right here. This is looking real good. He knows when the pressure's on. Stretch knows what he's got to do to make the adjustments, to ride accordingly. He knows how to win one of these events. He's done it before. He is no stranger to this. This thing, a stock little twin cam in this thing still. Stretch out here putting this thing through its paces. There we go. Woo-hoo-hoo, 29.591. 29.591 for Stretch on the little Dyna that could. Okay. Coming at you from SLYFOX Performance, Gabe Scott. Usually see him on a bagger. Gabe Scott, are you ready to lock in right now?
Ready, baby.
Let's go, Gabe. Cheese curd time. Gabe wanted a little hype up. You got it. Show us what you got, Gabe. On the limiter off the gate. Here we go. Looking good through obstacle 1. Sets himself up. That right-hander keeping it nice and tight. All the way out back to that third one. Here comes that little switchback right now. Gabe making an adjustment right there. Here we are. This left-handed sweeper trips a lot of people up. Gabe cuts himself an inside line. Rolls this thing through on the pedal. Throttle. Well. Making his way. The final obstacle, that right-hander. Dragging that foot behind on it. Let's hear it. Gabe trying to give you guys a shout out right there as he comes through. 29.692. 29.692 for Gabe Scott. Scotty Slide showing us what he's got out here. Nice run for him. The celebratory roller on the way back. Brennan Foley taking the line. Senders only. SLYFOX Performance. Putting a little heat in the tire, cleaning the Shinko off. Getting this thing on the line, ready to rock. Usually when I see this guy, he's in a whole pack of baggers trying to take the grid and launch. Just Foley out here right now. Solo run. Preloads the clutch a little bit. Front end up in the air on the launch on his way out. Obstacle 1 chokes it up a little bit on that one on the exit. Out back to obstacle 3. Makes his way through that left-hander. Here's that right-handed switch up. That left-handed sweeper now gives a lot of people trouble. There we go. Little scrape on the way out of that one. Laying this thing low, trying to keep it fast. Up on the tank, swinging this thing around. These guys are all over the bike on this stuff. All depends on what they want the bike to do. You'll see the rider placement change throughout the day. 29.723 for Foley. 29.723. Good run for Foley right there. Corey Combs Just found out this guy is a prodigy of one of our homies, Jay Brew, Jeff Brewer. We love you. Hope you're watching out there. Jay Brew kind of introduced this guy to the game, I guess. Took him under his wing a little bit. Jay Brew's good for that, man. He's a good guy. Corey Combs out here showing us what's up. Locked in. Look at this. This was our number 2 qualifier coming into today. Went from almost not even riding this thing to sitting number 2 in qualifying. Making his way through, laying that thing down real low, keeping it fast, keeping moving. Brake initiates the slide, and then it's all throttle control on the way out. Picks his line, keeps it tight there on that 360. Looking real good right there. 30.704 for Corey. 30.704. A little off the pace from where he'd like to be, but nonetheless a good run out here. Everybody's grouped real tight. All right, Corey Tasinski, veteran out here, coming up on the 2025 Sportster. 1250, relatively stock Harley Davidson. Corey jumped onto this thing, always looking for a challenge, jumped onto a whole new platform. This is not what 99% of people would pick to go drift on. Corey's put a ton of time into this thing. Specific suspension, Lindahl wheels, Harley Davidson. Look at that thing, fired like a shot. Last lap we saw from him, we saw a lot of tire speed, smoking the tire. That was a very fast launch right there. All over the throttle, getting super aggressive on this thing. He knows the number to shoot for. Corey is an absolute animal. My God, listen to this thing. It's got a crazy sound to it. We had a couple of these new platform bikes come out here this weekend. He's the last one standing out of the 3 that showed. Corey looking real good right here. Corey Tasinski with a 29.597. 0.006 behind HD Stretch with that one. The little Dyna is still hanging on, Stretch. All right, that's our second round of the mains wrapped up right there. These guys got one more shot to get this thing together, make all the changes. Corey Combs coming over to check it out. All right. Corey, so you almost didn't even come out to do this. You go from being on the fence about coming out to being number 2 in qualifying. Walk us through it, man. How's it feel?
Honestly, it kind of feels surreal. I've been at this like maybe 12, 14 months, and yeah, I went and watched Brew at one of the local shows, and ever since I saw that show, I'm like, I want to do this shit. So I just kind of been putting in the work, and had to come out here. Alex invited me, so had to show up, and yeah, I'm really happy with how I'm doing, and can't wait to get home, get to work, and fucking maybe show some people what I can do.
Man, we're stoked to have you out here. Anybody you got to shout out? Anybody that helped you out along the way here?
G-Brakes, thank you for the brakes. We got Hard Luck Performance, SLYFOX for putting this on and everything, and then yeah, I don't know if I said it already, but Hard Luck Performance, he's getting me dialed in with a motor, so shout out to that guy. He's the man.
The thing sounds great, man. I love the thing. It's clean and simple. It's just a chill bike. It's not an in-your-face thing. It rolls up here. It's got a good little rumble, and then look at what you've done with it this weekend, man. Congratulations and good luck to you throughout the rest of the day. All right, give us about a 10-minute breather here, and we'll be back to it. Just about a 10-minute breather, and we'll be back to it. All right, guys, 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning to the final round of the mains here at SLYDEGP, San Diego Harley Davidson. Two-minute warning. 2-minute warning. Corey Tasinski chilling up there on the porch, reflecting, thinking back. What could I have done different? What can I do different? I got one more shot at this thing. The guy knows how to win this stuff. Just him and some jerky reflecting. Hey, Corey. How's it going over there? We got this focused in on you. We should do like a segment called like A Man and His Jerky, sponsored by Rip Jerky. You can just like sit and eat jerky and tell us your thoughts. Maybe we can watch old school wrestling together or something cool. All right, let's start getting helmets on and getting the bikes lined up. Keep this thing rolling and get back to it. So this is the last shot. Final round of the mains. If you're going to make a move, you're going to make a big change, now is the time to do it. All right, let's get the gear back on, get on the bikes. Looks like we're pretty well in order down there. We'll get this thing going. All right, Stunhouse Nick gearing up. As soon as you're good to go and you're on the bike, we're good to go. Cyrus right behind him. Then we got Joey Robinson, it looks like. And we'll start working our way through this thing. Final round of the mains. After this one, we figure out where everybody lies from these 3 rounds. See who's going to get on the podium and who's going to take this thing home. All right, Stunhouse Nick on the course, out here ripping through it. There we go, looking good. Makes his way out there, locked in, sets himself up on that right-hander real nicely, weaving his way back through this thing. Tight technical course out here, taking advantage of all the space we got. Here comes that right-handed 360. On and off the throttle. Stunhouse Nick rolling through. 32.993, 32.993 for Nick. Put your hands together for Stunhouse Nick. All these guys coming out here busting ass so hard on the bikes, their bodies, everybody out here put themselves through it. Out here in the heat. Cyrus Diaz getting warmed up out back here. 777, been rocking that number since way back when. Cyrus been out here on the road with us years ago when we got this thing going. Cyrus is one of the guys that jumped in early. Been all over the country with this dude sliding Harley Davidsons. Oh, we hate to see that one. All right. Well, obviously not what he was looking for, but let's put our hands together for Cyrus Diaz right there. Putting on a little show for you guys. All right, Joey Robinson, centers only on board. SLYFOX Performance Legend suspension on this thing. Here we go, fast and loose. This dude's got a pretty unique style out here. All the way out back already. Into this little switch up that left there. Oh, Joey just missed it on that one. Oh, man, you see how challenging this gets to be. These guys have been out here putting themselves through it all weekend. Put your hands together. Joey Robinson, senders only. A great showing this weekend. First time coming out competing with us. All right, Johnny Walters takes the line, coming back, first time out here competing with us, makes it into the main, worked his way from 25 riders down to the top 12, gets to come hang out and ride with us today. Johnny Walters, Wendy getting him set on the line, gets the okay. Johnny Walters rolls himself out there, just kind of eases the clutch out, keeps the tire hooked up, sets himself up. Here we go, little right-hander. On and off the throttle, they're working it. Almost got out of the line, managed to keep it together. Oh my gosh. Everybody's getting tripped up out there this afternoon. Holy smokes. They better grab themselves a rib jerky and chill. Making his way back through, putting it together the best he can here for you. Giving you folks something to watch. All right. Johnny Walters bringing it on home. So Johnny with the penalty will be a 35.015 on that. Gino Lanati coming back up here. The lone M8, the Softail, just fired a shot in the last round with a 28.990. That was insane. Flew through this thing. Found a beautiful line through every obstacle. Put it all together. Gino Lanati out the gate. Already through number one there. Made quick work of it. Look at the line he's got going here. You hear that throttle work going on, keeping the thing under control. Here we go. That quick switch up right there. As we've seen, that thing's tripped some people up already. Gino is on a rip right here. Look at that fast right-hander right here. Gino is in the zone, man. He's up on the tank, staying all up on that SLYFOX high noon seat. Got him gripped in. Here comes that right-handed 360. This is another good one. Gino Lanati rolls it through. Gino takes it home. 30.7 on that one. 30.7. The madman, Nate Cortez, rolling back up. Got that DP brake hanging on up front. Till Death Cycles. FDR Foundation. Nate Cortez, an absolute savage out here on this thing. Hearing a little noise, little love for Nate. Cali boy out here. Here we go. Up come the RPMs. The clutch is going to fly out. That is Nate's style right there. Got some hook in this thing this time. Front end up in the air. Chalks it up just a little bit on the exit of obstacle one right there. Here we are, out back, locked in, rolling through that left-hander. You see that rear brake initiates the drift, and then it's just throttle and clutch work out of it. That sweeper making quick work of that thing on that big left-handed sweep and turn. That thing has tripped some people up. We've actually seen a couple of wrecks there this weekend. Nate Cortez already back into the last obstacle here. That right-handed 360 on the throttle, slides the thing out the gate. Nate Cortez coming through with a 31.180. 31.180 for Nate Cortez. Rusty Carvalho, are you ready? All the way from Florida. Let's go, baby. Gotta hype the boys. Here we go. Third and final shot at it. The RPMs come up. The clutch comes out. Rusty Carvalho sends himself out into obstacle number one. Quick through that left-handed whip right there. We are out back all over the throttle. Hear the limiter ripping the Bassani pipe in your ear. Looking real good through the left-handed sweeper out there. That thing choked him up. Rusty is on a mission. This is looking good right here. Slides it in on the throttle, working it. Here we go, that right-handed sweeper. The Florida man doing his thing. Swamp Thing, Rusty rolling on through. Rusty with a 31.806 on that one. 31.806 for Rusty. HD Stretch. Jason coming at us out of Ohio, the OH10. Shout out Rob Bidos on that. Getting the tire cleaned off, putting some heat in it, trying to clean all sides of the tire. Here we go. Another SLYFOX High Noon seat out here. These guys are loving that thing, man. Keeping the stunt crowd happy. Comfort for the riders. Able to position themselves all over the bike. The Purple People Eater HD Stretch rips out the gate. Tires smoking. Here we go on the limiter. The little Dyna that could. Look at the line he found right there. That was amazing. Worked through that fast. Little chalked up. He's not going to be happy with that out there. Here we go through that switch up. Tight technical spot. The bike trying to bite. Stretch biting his way through. It's still looking good. Stretch is a veteran of this sport. Look at that. There you go. Back on the throttle. Bike waving around behind him. Stretch is giving it. He is going for it right now. We're seeing it here. Look at that. Through the gate. HD Stretch rolls through 30.129. Shaking his head. He knows it's not what he was looking for. 30.129. Put your hands together for Stretch all the way from Ohio. A week ago, he wasn't even going to come out and ride, and here he is. I've been asked to hype this guy up, so here we go. Gabe Scott, Scotty Slides, coming out on the cheese curd. Gabe taking the line. All right, Gabe, this worked last time. You ready for a hype up, Gabe? Are you ready for a hype up? Let's go, Gabe! Here we go, the cheese curd coming at you right now. For the rest of you in line, I charge extra for a hype up, but I will do it. Cleaning the tire off, getting this thing ready. We just saw this bike run the course, the Rusty Carvalho. This thing's got 2 riders this weekend. She's getting loaned out. There we go, right through number 1 on the brake. Keeping the tire hooked up, keeping her down in RPM a little bit there. Out back, Gabe looking real clean here. Here comes that switch up. That thing's a tight technical little spot right there. You go out of a little bit of a left-handed hook, tight right, and then you got a left-handed sweeper you got to get through. That thing is rough. Looking real good out here. Gabe Scott, people, put your hands together. Gabe is giving it all right now. Killing it out here. Here's that right-handed donut. Gabe Scott through the gate. Looking good, Gabe. What do we got here? We got a 30.684 for Gabe. 30.684. Brendan Foley letting us hear that SP Concepts pipe, that big bore right there on board the Dyna. Senders only in the house. Foley, can we hear it one more time? There it is. All right, getting ready to rock here. 3rd and final round of the main. Senders only. SLYFOX on board this thing again. Fueling parts. There we go, front end up in the air, keeps the tire hooked up, rolls out here, sets himself up nice and tight on that first obstacle, finding a good line, keeps the bike sliding, keeping the thing rolling on the throttle. Forward momentum is key. Those little checkups you see, they cost you a little bit of time over and over. This is a game that comes down to fractions of a second. Brennan Foley out here throwing down, swings this, oh no! Oh, it looks so good too. It was going so well, I hate to see that for Foley. Swinging it wide now. He knows that it just wasn't what he needed. Put your hands together for Senders Only Camp over there. Brendan Foley. It was looking so good till it wasn't. Oh. All right, Corey Combs got inspired by the man, the legend, Jay Brew. Saw what he could do, decided, man, I got to get into this. He said he's been at this 12, 14 months or something like that. Alex Fox heard about the kid, reached out to him, said, hey, man, SLYDEGP is for you. You got to get out here and do it. He was on the fence, out here now, number 2 qualifier yesterday, looking really good today still. Rolling through that left-handed Locked in. There we go. Up on the tank, off the rear tire, initiating that slide right there. He's out on the throttle. Here's that right-handed 360. The third and final thing. Swings it a little wide, keeps it together. Here we go. A little crazy out the gate. But Corey Combs coming through with a 30.172 that time. 30.172. Put your hands together for Corey Combs. First time competing out here in this format. Putting on a hell of a show this weekend. Some people call it the anti-Harley. 2025 Sportster, Corey Tusinski coming at us here. Totally different platform. 99% of people would never pick this thing out for drifting. Corey accepted the challenge, rose to it, been modifying this thing, developing parts for it, working on it. Got Lindahl wheels on this thing and rotors, shaking it out. Specific suspension on board, that's his own deal. Corey is a suspension whiz. He works that stuff over at home. He can get your Harley right too. Here we go, out the gate, fast into that first obstacle. Swings the rear end way out. Almost got himself in trouble, but he saves it. This dude is a master on these things. Quick switch up. You see the smoke rolling off the tire. Look at this. Corey is pushing. He knows the number that he's got in his head. He sat there, he had some rip jerky, a moment of reflection, and he is out here sending it right now. Corey is a killer. Look at this. That right-hander making quick work of it on the throttle, out the gate. Corey Tusinski rolling through. 29.647 for Corey Tusinski. 29.647 for Corey. Not quite what he's looking for. Can't take anything away from the man. He's been out here. He's won it over and over again. Took on a whole new bike. He could have easily come out here on the bike he'd been working on. He's won it so many times on his Dyna. Took the challenge of a whole new bike. Harley Davidson wanted to see what one of these platforms could do. Corey's out here showing you all what it can do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to compile the data, take a look at the numbers. We're going to get this thing together. We're going to see who we're going to crown champion today. We are paying out for first, second, and third. SLYFOX Performance, Nowaski Extreme Performance, Fueling Parts, Direct Cycle Parts, Mint Speed Shop, and Mint Print. Again, make sure you get down here and visit some of our vendors. We got the Mint trailer set up with all the merch you could use. We got so many brands, so many teams out here supporting this stuff, supporting what you do. If you love this stuff and you want to see it stick around, support those brands. Look around and see who's out here putting skin in this game. They're here for you. We're here for you. We're going to get the numbers together, and we're going to get this thing tallied up and see who's coming home on top. Did you zoom it in a little? All right, put it up and we'll check it. Erect it. It's a technical term. I drop it down and zoom it out a little. It's not focusing in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have sat down, put the numbers together, and after a long weekend of these guys thrashing the bikes, thrashing themselves, we have figured out our top three. We've got our podium together. Coming at us in third place, I need Corey Tusinski up here. Come on up here, buddy. Hey, another season, new ride for you. We've got this third place check for you presented by SLYFOX Performance, Rip Jerky, Nowoski Suspension, and title sponsor for the third place check is Weird Performance coming out of Florida. They wanted to jump on board and do something to pitch in. Here they are. New year, new bike. How'd things go for you out here?
I mean, you guys probably know I kind of took a risk. I only had 2 weeks to put the bike together, and I know what it can do. I know what changes to make. I know it's fast as fuck. So we're going to come to Sturgis and come swinging. So
I give you a lot of credit for taking a winning bike, parking it, and rising and accepting the challenge of a whole new platform. Nobody else is out there messing with it. If you want to figure something out and you want to make it happen on that, it's all you, and honestly, you're the guy for it. I give you a lot of credit for that. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you in the future. Pete from Nowoski Extreme Performance has got something for you here. That's a third place belt.
Trophy. It's a belt. It's a little bit more of a belt buckle, so we'll work on getting them bigger next time. Good job. Yep, good job. I know that bike's fast. I can see it. You just got to get it done.
That thing's wild. All right. Hey, used to seeing you up here. Not exactly so early. Congratulations on the weekend. I know you're going to go home and do the homework. We know what we're going to see from you, man. We know how you do things. So, major kudos to you. Thanks again for coming out, Corey. All right. Next, I need our second place rider. HD Stretch. Coming at us from Ohio. Come on up here, brother. Stretch, my man.
Stretch, there's your belt. That one's a little bigger than the other one. So slightly bigger.
We got a second place check here coming at you from Rip Jerky, SLYFOX Performance, Nowoski Extreme Performance. $1,000 right there in your pocket. Stretch, how'd you feel this weekend? Back at it on the Purple People Eater, the old Dyna you guys threw together. That thing is a warrior, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. You know, it's fun track, quick. Everyone's really, really fast today. You know, the people make this event happen, you know. The sponsors helped me out, Specific Suspension, Corey over here. He got my bike dialed in for me, progressive suspension and archetype risers, SLYFOX, that new SLYFOX seat, High Noon. It fucking helped me grip and rip.
Yeah, man, you were looking good all weekend long. It's interesting to watch you guys chip away at it and figure out what kind of changes you need to make. You're no stranger to this stuff. We've seen you on the podium a lot of times. Hope we see you again in the near future. And our champion today from SLYDEGP at San Diego Harley Davidson. Put your hands together. Gino Lonati, the lone M8 in the group, the Softail. Gino came out here and threw down, I think the winning run was a 28.990. It was insane when we saw the clock roll out on that thing, man. Could not believe it. So first place for Gino right here. That's a title sponsor check coming at you from Nowoski Extreme Performance, SLYFOX Performance, and our boys at Rip Jerky. Gino, it's your first time competing out here in this format, doing this thing. I mean, we've all seen you. We know that you can ride. What was it like to come out here in an event like this? A little different format than you're used to. How'd you like this? What do you think?
I really liked it a lot. It was nerve-wracking coming in because it's my first one, and I brought the Buell to hopefully do good on that, but I still got to get some seat time in to get comfy on it. But I brought the old trusty Fat Bob, the old M8, and that thing put down some work. And it took me a while to figure out the course and get comfortable on it, but once I put it down and got the tire pressure right, it all hooked up and it all worked out in my favor. I'm stoked, dude. It was a blast today. I couldn't believe it still. I still can't believe I'm right here on the podium.
Man, that was a beautiful run you put together. I mean, it looked good. It looked buttery smooth from everything we've seen this weekend and stuff. And then when I saw the time, I'm like, wow, he really did put that together. It was cool to see you bring the Buell out and give an attempt with that. I think with some seat time, that Buell has a lot of potential. But, you know, today out here, the lone M8 came out on top. Congratulations on that. Stoked for you, man. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to phase out of here and let us get some rider pictures going on. If we can get you 3 in there, we'll get everybody their pictures, get everything wrapped up. And then I need Alex Fox to come over this way. Yeah, it's for Never Surrender Video, dude. All right, with that, I'm going to hand the microphone off to Alex Fox here. He's got a presentation to make.
Oh, I guess I'm making a presentation. All right, guys, we're super stoked on every one of you and everyone that competed today. If it wasn't for you guys, this show wouldn't happen. It takes a lot from the whole team involved, and we're going to keep it going. I got an award here from Odin Manufacturing, so sometimes you get the fastest lap in practice when it doesn't really matter. But we want to recognize those guys who do get that fastest lap of the day. And today, that goes to Stretch.
That first lap time, you got it. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's super cool. Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you so much.
Thanks, dude.
Dude, that was rad. I can't believe it.
You're undefeated. So, okay.
All right, and of course, I'd like to give a huge round of applause and a big thank you to San Diego Harley Davidson for letting us come out here and put this on. All the sponsors that made this possible. Nowoski Suspension, SLYFOX Performance, Rip Jerky, Fueling Parts, Direct Cycle Parts, Mint Print and Mint Speed Shop, Fueling, all these guys that came out. Everybody came out here. 25 riders yesterday, the top 12 advanced for today. Awesome weekend by everybody. Thank you, everyone, for appreciating and respecting the rules here. We had a great time. We want to be welcomed back again and do this all again in the fall. We're looking to probably close the season out here if we can. So thank you, everybody, for coming out, and thank you, San Diego Harley Davidson. All right, if any other photographers or anybody wants to get up here and get pictures with these guys, the banner is here. Go for it.